So in this video, I'm going to install Ubuntu in VirtualBox. So I'm going to be downloading the Ubuntu 64-bit edition. So in order to use the Ubuntu 64-bit edition in VirtualBox, in your computer, you want to enable the Intel virtualization technology. And by default, it's disabled. So you have to go into the BIOS and it's under Advanced and you have to enable it. So first of all, I'm going to download the Ubuntu software and you have to go to ubuntu.com. I'm going to click on the download section and I want to download the Ubuntu desktop. I'll click on this tab and this is the latest version. I'll click on that and it's downloading. So this is approximately 4.6 gigs in size. So I already downloaded it. So now I'll download the VirtualBox software and you will want to go to virtualbox.org. And on the main page, this is the latest version, download VirtualBox 7.0. I'm going to click on it. So there's some options here. It depends what kind of host computer you are going to download and use VirtualBox in. You can download the software here. This is for Windows host. There's Mac OS, there's Linux, Solaris. I'm using a Windows machine. I'm going to click on Windows host and it's downloading. It's an exe file. Also on the same page, you want to scroll down and you want to download the VirtualBox extension pack. And this will add some extra features to VirtualBox. For example, this extension will support VirtualBox RDP, remote desktop, disk encryption. So I'm going to download it. I'll click all supported platforms and it's downloaded. So I place everything in one folder. So I'm going to install the VirtualBox. I'll double click on it. Click next, click next. Click yes again, and click install. I'll click finish. So now that VirtualBox is open, I'm going to click on new. So you want to type a name for the virtual machine. So I'm going to type VM. This is the folder where it is installed. I'm going to leave the ISO image blank for now. So under type, there's a drop-down tab here. I'm going to select Linux. On the version, I'm going to select Ubuntu 64-bit. I'll click next. So in the base memory section, my computer has 16 gigs of RAM. So I'm going to set this as 4 gigs of RAM. So you want to stay in the green zone here. So in the processor section, I'm going to make it 4. I'll click next. So for the virtual hard disk, I'm going to leave it at 25 gigs. So I'll leave these two unchecked. I'll click next. I'll click finish. And it gives me a summary of all that I have checked. I'm going to click on settings. So in the general section, I'm going to click on advanced. Now there's an option for shared clipboard. So this is where if you want to copy and paste from your Windows host computer, I'm going to enable that. And I'll click on the drop-down tab and I'm going to select bi-directional. There's also the drag and drop feature. I'm going to select bi-directional. I'll click on the network tab. So right now it's set at NAT. So if you want to keep your virtual machine isolated in your Windows host, you can set it at NAT. If you want to access your virtual machine from another computer, then you'll have to select bridge adapter. I'm going to leave it at NAT. I'm going to click on storage. I'll click on empty. And on the right side, I'm going to click on the disk icon. And I get a menu option here. I'm going to click on choose a disk file. So this is the Ubuntu ISO file. I'm going to select it, click open, click OK. I'm going to click on start. I'm going to select the first option, try or install Ubuntu. I'm going to hit enter. So in the install page, you can choose your language here. I'm going to leave it as English. And there's try Ubuntu and install Ubuntu. I'm going to click install Ubuntu. In the keyboard layout, I'm going to leave it as default. It's English and English US. So here is where you have to fill out some information. For example, your name. Your computer name, you can change that. Pick a username. I'm going to leave it as Fred. So I'm going to type a password. So I'm going to require my password to log in. Click continue. So Ubuntu is installing. So installation is complete. I'm going to click restart now. So it says, please move the installation media and then press enter. I'm going to hit enter. So now I get the login screen. This is my username. I'll click on it. I have to type the password. So now I'm logged in. I'm going to skip this. I'll click skip. So on this page, I'm going to leave it as skip for now. I'll click next. I'll select don't send system info. Click next. So this is the location services. You can enable or disable. I'm going to leave it disabled. Click next. So in this page, there are some softwares that you can install if you want. You just have to click on it and it will install. I'm going to click done. So now I'm going to install the guest additions, and the guest additions will improve and add some features to this VirtualBox. It will make it look and function better. So before I install the guest additions, I want to download and install the latest updates for Ubuntu. So I want to click on activities and I'm going to open the terminal app. In the search, I'm going to type terminal. I'm going to click on it. So I'm going to type sudo app update. Hit enter. I'll type in my password. So it downloaded and installed the latest software update. So now I'm going to type sudo app upgrade. I'm going to hit enter. And it says, do you want to continue? I'll type Y, hit enter. So the update is complete. So I'm going to reboot the machine. I'm going to type reboot, hit enter. So I'm going to log in. So now I'm going to install the guest addition software. So the guest addition software will enable the extra features for Ubuntu to work properly. So for example, if I want to expand the screen in full mode view, I go up to view and I click on full screen mode, click on switch. It does not go in full screen mode because the guest addition software was not installed. So to get out of this full screen mode, you will have to hold down the host key, which is the right control key and the F key together. So I'm going to hold down the right control key and the F key, and it goes back to normal view. So I'm going to open up the terminal app. I'll click on activities. I'll type terminal. So I'll type this command. I'll hit enter. I'll type the password. And the package is installing. So I'm going to close the terminal window. So on the top menu, I'm going to click on devices. And I'm going to click insert guest addition CD image. So this image is here on the left side. I'm going to click on that. All the files are here. So I have to look for that file called autorun.sh. I'm going to right click the file and I'm going to click run as a program. I'll type in the password, hit enter, and the guest addition software is installing. So it's done. It says press return to close the window. So I'm going to close this window and I'm going to restart Ubuntu. So I'm going to log in with my password. So I'll click on view and I'll click on full screen mode, click on switch. And now it goes into full screen mode and it looks better this way. So I'm going to test the copy and paste feature. So to copy and paste between Windows and Ubuntu, you want to configure these settings. You want to open up your VirtualBox, click on settings, and on general, click on advanced. And on the shared clipboard, you want to make sure this is set at bi-directional. And also you can enable drag and drop as bi-directional. Also here, there's shared folders. If you want to share folder between your Windows host and your VirtualBox machine, you can share your folder here. You can click on add new shared folder and type in the path or the folder name. So to test the copy and paste, I'm going to open text editor in Ubuntu. and I'm going to open Notepad in Windows. So I'm going to copy from Notepad, and I'm going to paste it in text editor in Ubuntu. Going to copy here, and I'm going to paste it in Notepad, and copy and paste works. Also, there's Ubuntu software, and on the left side, you're going to see the app. Click on it, and there's Explore, Installed, and Updates. So you can check here for the latest updates for Ubuntu. So in the install section, these are a list of the applications that are installed in Ubuntu, and you can uninstall whichever application that you don't want. There's Explore here. I'm going to click on that, and here's where you can download more application apps. And here, these are by categories. For example, development. You can install any one of these softwares if you would like. And you can also click here on the search icon, and you can type whatever special software you would like to install. So in the VirtualBox Manager, you can also make a clone copy of your Ubuntu operating system. So it has to be powered off, and you just right-click here and click on Clone. Click Next and click Finish, and it's creating a cloned copy of Ubuntu. So if you have messed up your main Ubuntu operating system, you can restore it with the clone copy. You can just right-click the clone, and you can start it. So in the VirtualBox Manager, you can also pause your virtual machine. So if I right-click the virtual machine here, which is Ubuntu, I have the option to pause, reset, and stop. So I can just click on pause, and that will pause the virtual machine. I can also click on save state. So for example, I'll open up terminal, and I'm just going to type pwd. So now I will go back to my VirtualBox Manager, right-click my virtual machine, and I'm going to click on Save State. So now the virtual machine is in a save state. I'm just going to start it, and it's powering up, and it saved whatever I was doing. It's on the desktop, so it saved that state. So I want to thank you for watching, and I want to thank you for subscribing. And if you would like to see more videos like this, I ask you to subscribe and hit that thumbs up.